Sorry to inconvenience you.
And we're going to go ahead and wrap up our post-race media availabilities with the winner of tonight's race, Chris Buescher. Chris, congratulations. 3 wins on the season. Talk about this year, your team, how you guys have been able to do it.
Yeah, unbelievable. At this point, there's been a lot going on, and certainly talked about after even Richmond itself, but surely after Michigan, talked about kind of hitting our momentum at the right time, and this is another big step in the right direction. So I think first and foremost, this was as much RFK win and Brad's win as it was ours. I mean, that was the exact push we needed for the entire 2 laps coming back to the checker, and we wouldn't be sitting up here without him and us executing that way. It's what we've tried to do when we've gone speedway racing. Kind of committed to it at a lot of places. Here in the 500, led all the way to 3 or 4 to go, and then ended up getting separated. So we've planned this out. We've worked hard to find ourselves in these situations. We've just been needing to capitalize and close the deal in the last 2% of these races, and we're finally able to do that tonight. So huge moment to do it here at Daytona, to close out the regular season this way. Surely a big moment for us. Great momentum. I hate even saying it like this, but probably good for points and what we got ahead of us as well. And we've got some really fun racetracks coming up for us that we've been really excited about even before getting that checkered flag tonight. So certainly pumped up for where we're at as an organization, the momentum we've had, the consistency, and the flexibility we've had at all different styles of racetracks. So. I think it's safe to say we're going to be a contender as we head into the playoffs now.
We'll go ahead and open it up for questions. We'll start right here to right, and then go to Jerry.
Hey, Chris. Chris Gollum, News Daytona Beach. First off, just congratulations. I actually want to ask you the same thing I asked your crew chief, which is now you got 3 wins going into the playoffs, which I think it's safe to say you guys exceeded expectations. I'm wondering, do you feel like you guys as a team are a championship favorite?
I think we're a contender. We still have work to do. I don't think we're under the illusion that says it's has to go through us and us only right now. We've got tracks we still need to be better at, and we've got work to do as a group and as a team to get in the hunt. But I surely feel confident about our ability to drive through the playoffs and feel like we could certainly be a contender in this thing. So I feel like I'm not able to get up here and quite say that this is ours, it's in the bag. But there's been definitely several teams that have been very very stout this season as well, right? And the 24 is on 5, so we're going to have a hard fight, but we're in a heck of a spot and couldn't ask to be any better right now as we head into really the time that last season we kind of hit our stride on the year. With Darlington is one of my favorite racetracks. Bristol's my favorite. So heading back to where we got that win last year is obviously that puts a lot of confidence in us. And then Kansas is a place we've been pretty fast at in the past too. Just got to work on a little more execution. So you look at the first round. I'm excited for it, and as we keep moving through, and everybody will tell you everybody's had bad luck through the season. I'm under no impression that that's not the case, but just think about our year about this time or into the playoffs last season, and able to be leading at Texas when we had a tire failure there, and ran so competitive at the Roval. I mean, there's really good opportunities for us still to come. So I feel very confident that we have a lot of potential over the next 10 weeks here.
We're going to go to Jerry and then to Edgar.
Jerry Jordan, kicking the tires.net. Back in January, we all came over to RFK and went and toured and had lunch and worked, the workout room there. And you told us that this was going to be a different year. And is this win this season, but specifically tonight, closing out the regular season, is this more of a statement of that, kind of a statement win for you?
I would say that it's it's for RFK in a lot of ways. We know how much has gone into to getting everything to look like it does right now for y'all to be able to come in and the Human Performance Center and the investments that have been made by our group. It's really cool to see. I've been there for 15 years at RFK, right, and seen it in a lot of different scenarios, and so proud of it right now, and realize the work that's gone in and to get it to this point right now, and to get it to what it looks like and what we're able to accomplish and how competitive we are, and also realize that came at a rather large inconvenience for a lot of our people through the times as well, and that it wasn't easy to do this. So I think it's for everybody at RFK as a whole that says, look, this is what we did. We know it was hard. We know it didn't make sense to everybody at all at one time, but that it's worth it. Like this is a result of putting in that effort and really working hard to find speed at all these different styles of racetracks. So for us, I'm proud for selfishly our own group as much as anybody else, and not to make a statement to anybody else other than ourselves that this is hard work paying off for us to be able to be here right now. And yeah, I mean, heck of a time to do this, right, as we head to the playoffs. Certainly gets everybody pumped up. Get to put another trophy sticker on our wall of success, I guess. But how we grade ourselves internally, we get to add more stickers up there, and I don't know, it just makes me happy for everybody within our group that's put their blood, sweat, and tears in this thing to make it successful. I'm just fortunate to be up here and get to be covered in champagne and talk to y'all at the end of the evening. But a lot of moving pieces to get to this point.
Your career, your Xfinity Series successes, we know how you got your first Cup Series win and things like that. But this season has been kind of a breakout for you. Do you go into the playoffs kind of, with your chest pumped out a little bit?
A little bit. I mean, it's certainly before Richmond, this was it was a highlight year for me on the Cup side. Been running here since 2016, and if you go through the years, it's been just a steady progression, nothing earth shattering, and have kind of worked hard to find our way. But certainly, last season felt like we did a lot of good things, but it took us too long to get there, and we ended up missing the playoffs, being able to win a race in the playoffs, not participating, but certainly felt like that momentum would carry over into this season, and it has. We've been competitive at a lot of places. We've had chances to win a lot, and for me, that's certainly a highlight year for myself and for our group. So yeah, I mean it makes you feel pretty confident as we head into the playoffs, knowing that certainly the last 5 weeks have been massive highlights, but there's been a lot of days and a lot of finishes that I've been very proud of throughout the season, and that's combining those with what we've done here as of late. That's what gives me the most confidence heading into the playoffs, is that we're going to be flexible and we're going to be good at lots of different places.
We'll come down here to Edgar.
Yeah, Chris, Edgar Thompson, Orlando Sentinel. So you win Pocono as a rookie, I'm looking at, and then I don't know all the circumstances there, but then you go a long time without.
That's good. That means the history books didn't give all the circumstances. It just says winner.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's what everyone said it would do. So I'm glad that's there.
Well, it goes. You went a while, changed teams a time or two. How'd you stay the course? Just what was the key to kind of maintaining confidence and positivity?
I mean, it's hard. I would say I don't know everybody's stats, but if you went through our garage area, everybody has been winners throughout their careers, from starting off, whether it was quarter midgets or legends cars, late model racing. Everybody in our series is winners, and it's hard to not win. It's hard to be a competitor and not win, and so certainly difficult through years where you feel like you're doing your best to run 15th at times. You get excited when you can get to a top 5, and Then you get a second place along the way, and you're mad that you were that close and couldn't get the job done. So it has its ups and downs, but certainly the realization that your successes through the years have gotten you to the top level of motorsports, that it's going to require a lot of work and dedication to be able to get those checkered flags and those wins, and it's going to be a matter of surrounding yourself with the best people that can help you get there. That's what keeps you going, knowing that there's always a build-up, that there's always progression, and I feel like we've been really close at lots of times through the years, and in seasons past, maybe there's been 3 highlights on a season, and that's not many, right? When you come off and you're used to winning every other week at your local short track, but certainly this season has kept you in much better spirits as we go to each racetrack, thinking that this is a great chance for us to at least compete for a top 10 consistently, and in a lot of places feel like we're going to be competitors to win.
And getting with Rouse in 2020, how big a game changer was that, and in what ways was it?
Yeah, so I've been with Roush since I was 15 years old. So I've always been under the umbrella here. So you're good. But it was a homecoming of sorts, right? To be back in, for the first time to be in a Cup car for Roush. Spent a lot of years at the shop in Concord, working in the shop, putting other drivers' seats in what I felt like were my race cars. Eventually downgraded to the special projects guy because I think I worked too slow and they just needed me out of the way. But got to know a lot of people within our entire facility, and got a ton of friends throughout our building. So coming back and being able to, reunite with those people has surely made it a lot more rewarding to have the successes now.
Do we have any questions in the press box?
No questions from the press box.
Okay, we'll go to Holly and then to Dustin.
Congratulations, Chris. And
Thank
I
you.
apologize if you answered this. I was doing a couple of things, but Bubba, after the race, declared his love for you and says that this is makes everything cool. Just kind of your thoughts on that.
No, it was. I heard afterwards that they made the playoffs as well. So certainly know how fun that is, and how that's a good measure of success on your season. So from going back to those Roush days, right, where we had 4 Xfinity cars and it's us as teammates along with was it Sadler and Ryan Reed, right? So spent a lot of time together and raced around each other a lot, and kind of have been on different paths for a little while, and to have him come to Victory Lane was certainly cool, and congratulations to them as well for making the playoffs, because that's it's hard to do, and we know that because we've been trying for a lot of years, but it's a big accomplishment.
We'll go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. I know you've gone through a lot here lately. Have you had a chance to see Ryan Priest's accident, and what do you see from your viewpoint if you've been able to look at any replays?
No, actually Bob offered me a chance to see the replay, and I didn't want to see it yet. But I did. Ryan is a good friend of mine, and also her and my spotter, him and Ryan are close as well. So at least while we were at Victory Lane, got word that he's at the hospital, that they're running through a lot of stuff, and that he is doing well. So that's good to hear. Obviously don't know the full details, and all I seen was just little frames of it while we were under caution, and didn't realize it for 2 or 3 laps. I don't think. I just seen that car was in the infield down the backstretch, and the nose was messed up, and I guess it just happened to be down the front straightaway when it was on one of the monitors, and realized how wild that one was. No clue the cause, no clue how it actually got to the extremity that it did, but certainly glad to hear that he's doing good and that he's still getting checked out, but definitely hoping the best for him.
He's posted a message on social media, so he's
Awesome.
posted something out there saying he says I'm coming back.
Awesome.
I know every accident is different, so I don't want to be comparing apples and apples, but can you give a sense of
You're going to ask me what it's like being upside down.
well,
aren't you?
yours kind of once it hit the ground, it really kind of picked up, and his was
Yep.
one that at one point it really kind of rotated rather quickly. Now he rotated more than 10 times, so it was nothing like yours in that sense. So
Yeah, anything at Super Speedway races is scary when you have upside down moments, right? So my rookie season with Front Row when we flipped at Talladega wasn't a bad one whatsoever. Very slow. The only thing that hurt was landing back on all four. The Charlotte rollover certainly knocked me around a good bit and jarred me. So I think I would compare it more to that one from what I've seen. Certainly looked very violent and very airborne. So it beats you up. It's no, like I said, I haven't seen it, so I don't know how big of a sudden stop or one major impact along the way. I just know that it was painful just in the fact that it's knocking you around so many different directions so quickly. It just doesn't feel good. There's no way to go about it now. Appreciative of how safe our race cars are, and I think that as an industry, sometimes we forget that it is dangerous still, and that can certainly lead to some of our wilder moments. But it's a dangerous sport, and we know that getting in. Sometimes we push it a little too far to the back of our minds, and got to remember it. So I like I said, without seeing it, to be able to give too much, but that I know that it was jarring just from the little bit that I have.
Are there any further questions for Chris? All right, Chris, thanks for your time. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank y'all very much. Have a good evening.
See you next week.
See you media day.
See you Thursday.